Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
Ching, ching, woo, 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 woo. Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. It's the OG ladies today, featuring TV producer and gamer extraordinaire, Katie.
Thank you.
We don't really even have a fun fact because it's just the two of us today.
I know, just the two of us.
Oh God, we shouldn't sing. We promise not to sing unless you want us to sing, and then you have to be a Patreon that pays us to sing.
Yikes.
And you will immediately ask for your money back after that. So
definitely.
Just know that is a thing. If you would like to become a patron, go to kindofnerdynetwork.com. Whoop, whoop. So we are going to talk about a few things today. As Katie and I are recording, I am anxious to hear about her PS5 update because there was a moment earlier this week where I thought it was going to happen.
Me too.
So we got to find out about that. We have binges and books for you to catch you up on. And both of us have several of those things. And of course, we are now days away from the premiere of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh, and the crowd goes wild.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, where are you at right now on your excitement level from like 0 to 10?
Thrilled but not overwhelmed. A solid 8.
A solid 8. Really? What would get you to a 10?
Releasing it.
Well, I mean, but like this is your dude, man.
I'm hyped. But I learned my lesson with Fallout 76 to not get too hyped about things, to manage expectations.
What was so bad about Fallout 76?
Everything.
That ruined it.
Actually, part of my video game update today mentions Fallout 76.
Ooh, nice tease. Okay, we'll get to that. All right. But I mean, Sebastian Stan and Bucky, the Winter Soldier, is your dude. Like
my fave.
Number one up there. Number one over like it, even like over every superhero in any universe, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So why are you not at a 10? Like we are days away from his shining moment.
I'm telling myself not to get too excited, just in case.
Don't you feel like the MCU has gotten to the point where you can be excited? You don't have to be scared.
I mean, it's not like DC where I'm just going to get my hopes dashed every time.
Every time.
But I don't know what to expect from it. And I don't know if it's going to be good. Like I can only speak from I have not watched it. WandaVision apparently blew away expectations. So amazing. So everything.
I can't believe you haven't watched WandaVision.
Okay. I told myself I would once all the episodes came out because they're like 20 minutes long or whatever. And I could just bam, 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 bam. And then I didn't.
I know you didn't. That's why we're talking about it.
I don't know. I don't care about Vision. I don't care about Wanda. So I was like not like sold on it to start.
Yes.
But I've heard it's nothing but fantastic. So I have to watch it at some point.
And this is the purpose of this. And there are some people that are just really, the people that are going to be naysayers about things. The people that were disappointed in WandaVision were disappointed because their expectations were set so high for
and I don't want that to be me for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I
think you're going to be fine because what the expectations were, the things that were set too high was like how much this show was going to launch into the overall MCU. And they wanted the big, like the next Thanos and like all of these things. And WandaVision does connect to the next part of the story. But the purpose of WandaVision was honestly to tell the story of Wanda. Not even Vision. It was to share her backstory, to share her grief, to share where her magic comes from and how she's flawed and learning how to control it and maybe doesn't want it. And it is absolutely beautiful story told about a character that, like you said, you could be excited about it, but not like, oh man, I need to know more about Wanda.
Am I going to have to / want to open my heart to another character?
Yes.
If I watch this?
Yes.
Am I ready for that?
Yes. You are, because this is so quirky and intelligent, and you think you've got it figured out, and then you just get more questions, and then that you've got a character, and you're like, I'm watching that person. I know that's like that's shifty right there, whatever that was, and then it takes you on a different trip. I mean, it's one of my favorite things that Marvel has done. It's so different. And I think, like I said, that was why some people at the end were disappointed, because they were like, are we going to get the Fantastic Four reveal? Are we going to get the next big, evil villain, which everybody, is thinking is Mephisto, and like, there's all this stuff. And it's like, if you just watch it and appreciate it for what it is, it is a beautiful story of a very flawed character who we haven't got to know, and she is getting her moment and she deserves it.
You know what? That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to BS you like I did with Jessica Jones. I will watch this. You've sold it to me.
Please do. And send me like all the texts, like while you're going through it, please. You know how fun it is when someone starts watching something that you're like, and and you're like, oh, I remember feeling like that, but I'm not going to tell you why. And I'm not going to tell you the next thing. Like, I just can't wait for your text.
Okay. I'll watch it.
Good. And the episodes do get longer. I'll tell you, they do get longer as they go on, but none of them are like, movie length. It's just, it all ties in nicely together. But the first two, for very obvious reasons, I think now that it's a whole story, you get why they're 20 minutes. They are truly paying homage to the sitcoms that they are representing. And the way that it doesn't make sense at first. And then when it does, you're like, oh my God, I have to go watch this again. Yeah. You're going to love it.
Okay.
And you don't, I'll tell you, you don't have to get it done before the Winter Soldier. There's nothing that this is like I said, it's a really beautifully done standalone story that will take us to what is going to happen in Doctor Strange and Spider-Man Far From Home, but not in like this dramatic way that if you didn't watch it right now, you're going to be behind.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. And then Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be 6 episodes. I don't know if you've heard that. Not very long.
I mean, I'll take what I can get, but like.
All right. So I have to ask the burning question that Twitter has been debating today. Are you Bucky with long hair or Bucky with short hair?
Easy answer. Short hair. I'm thrilled by the haircut.
Oh, so that should be pushing it to a 10 because you're finally getting,
maybe a 9.
Cleaned up Bucky.
I will say the rapport between the two of them in the teasers so far has been fantastic. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to live up to what we thought of. These guys aren't just, because you wouldn't want them to just all of a sudden be like, we're best friends because of Captain America.
I want them to like vaguely hate each other.
And I'm interested to see how they handle the shield.
I know, right? Like, are they going to fight over it?
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like Bucky was okay with it, but sometimes in a moment you can be okay with it. And then you're like,
hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second. Way more history.
I threw myself off a train for you.
I did see Chris Evans said that he 100% understood why Captain America chose Sam, that it was the right thing to do. But I feel like there has to be, Bucky couldn't have just been totally okay with it unless there were conversations that we're going to see in this that we didn't get. But if we get filled in on that, that means that Chris Evans is going to be in some flashbacks, which I would be totally okay with.
But is it going to be old man Chris Evans?
Maybe, maybe he, well, no, I don't think so. Well, he could have showed up anywhere. And
he could still show up at any time.
Oh my gosh. It's just like, it hurts my brain to think about the multiverse.
I know. Well, yeah. And that's the problem with like The Flash, for example.
Yes. Well, I am hopeful that Marvel will handle the multiverse in a way that is not so convoluted.
Well, I hope so, because my brain's only so big.
I mean, that was part of the reason I stopped watching The Flash on the CW, because I was like, I don't even understand what's happening anymore. I cannot invest into the crazy wall of dots and strings that I need to understand the show. So I can't do it. But I feel like, that's another thing. Poor DC. That's another thing. Like Marvel has watched DC do that with their multiverse.
Maybe they're learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, like, well, let's definitely not do that to people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, any other thoughts as we go into Falcon and Winter Soldier that you are hopeful for or concerned
I don't
about?
think I'm going to be disappointed in any way. I just want it to come out now, and I want all of it to be out so I can just watch it in one go. Because what is this, the 90s where I have to watch one episode a week?
Oh, girl, I think you're going to have to get used to that.
BS is what that is.
They have figured out in the binge world that they cannot put entertainment out for the expectations that we now have. We have expectations that every single TV show is operating on a movie budget.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. And they can't put out that quality when we watch something in a weekend and it's not relevant 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
which is
right.
what has happened, right? I mean, think about it.
You gotta like stretch it out and space it out, and especially with Disney. They're like, hey, it's a subscription, so we can't just do it for 1 month and then.
Right. And even they're like, okay, and also now we have to figure out how to keep other content on there to keep people going. So here's Golden Girls. We're going to start doing those things now.
National Geographic.
Yes. Yeah, I saw something. I get notices now from Disney Plus. Like I got on their PR list and there was something about some big National Geographic thing that was coming out. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that National Geographic is under the Disney thing now. So
I'm a sucker for National Geographic.
Yeah. What is your favorite show?
I was watching one. It was like The Land of the Mummies or something like that.
Mummy. You got the mummy thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to ask you because you're space girl. I saw my Echo show will just like, it's just always rolling through headlines and, things like that. And I saw yesterday, it said, we got audio from Mars.
Again. We got the first one a while ago. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Cause I was like, we already talked about this. So is this an old headline or did we get new?
Well, I mean, it has 2 onboard microphones and they plan to send back all kind of sounds and audio and things like that. But you can go to NASA's website and they have like the list of the recordings. It's not very long yet. But
Okay.
So, because like the first one, it was, it's the sound of the rover and a little bit of wind. And then this last one was, what was it? It was like laser shots.
Who's shooting lasers?
Per NASA's description of these sounds. I will read it to you.
Please.
It says, this is the first I wish I could read.
Words are hard.
This is the first acoustic recording of laser impacts on a rock target. So it's the 30-second sounds are impacts, some slightly louder than others, varying in intensity. I love the way they write these things. But it's basically like, they're bouncing lasers off rocks and they make sounds.
Oh my gosh. How fun is that? Like
Isn't
that we're
it cute?
at the point where this is all so new that they're like, let's see what it sounds like to shoot a laser at a rock on Mars.
Why not?
And then we'll compare it to what it sounds like to shoot a rock with a laser on Earth. Oh my gosh, it's so different.
I'm sure there's some like mega big brain scientific reason, like, you can tell its composition or whatever by how the laser bounces off of it.
Yeah, but
I'm sure there's a reason. But we just want to hear the sound.
Right. They're sitting in that control room going, we're shooting lasers on Mars.
Pew, 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 pew.
How awesome would it be if it came back and that's what it sounds like in Mars's atmosphere?
Right?
Pew,
Wouldn't that
pew.
be like perfect?
That's what I want from Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Because I did. When I saw it yesterday, I'm like, I got to ask Katie about that because is it the stuff that we reported weeks ago on the Kind of Nerdy Girls?
No, we got that first.
All right. There's your scoop on Mars. All right. It's time. Poo, choo, 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 choo. Pow, pow, ching, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. For a gaming update with Gamer Katie. Pew,
Let's
choo,
start
choo.
with the PS5.
Pew, pew.
So, it has been 121 days since the PS5 came out. Still no PS5 in sight. I had it within my grasp, within my cart.
Tell me
and my
about this.
hopes were dashed.
Tell me about this because Katie sends us, we have a Kind of Nerdy Girls chat, and Katie sends us just a picture of you're in queue for a PS5. Wait time 1 hour. And I'm like, are we 1 hour away from a PS5?
No, no, we weren't. So it has been very busy the last couple of days. So I follow a few people on Twitter that are like, their whole thing right now is that they're tracking when which company releases certain PS5s and things like that, so that you can log on really fast.
So
Sign up,
they
try to
have
get
the
in.
dots and the strings on the walls.
100%.
Figure out.
I just follow along when
fine.
they tell me to.
Yeah.
So Wednesday I got one. I'm like, oh, I'm at work right now. It's like the middle of my show. I'm like, well, like trying to log on. Didn't get it. So devastated. Forgot my Target password. I was like, damn it. Now I'm going to miss it for sure because I have to remember my password.
No.
Totally upset.
That is the worst.
Thursday or whatever. Friday it happens again. Right. Thursday, Friday, whenever I texted you guys.
Mhm.
So it was a different one. It was like, oh, Target, yada, yada, whatever. So they release it. It refreshes. And it said, please wait. I was like, oh, my chance.
Yes.
And then it was in my cart. And I had it. I was like, already got my credit card put in. I already got my password. I auto logged into this. I'm set. Just hit process. And it refreshed. And then it blinked. And then it refreshed again. And it was gone.
Oh.
I know. And then the Sony one, which is the one you got the text on.
Mhm.
So I go to their website. They're like, hey, PS5s, aren't you excited? Right? So I refresh. Because like, if I just push it enough times, maybe they'll just give it to me.
Right.
Right. And it refreshes and it says, please wait, you're in the queue. And then it said 15 minutes, 20, 30, 45, more than an hour. And I was like, oh, yep, my hopes are dashed.
Oh my gosh.
So I texted you guys. I was like, well, it's probably not going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And it did not. I was heartbroken.
This is devastating.
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
was.
sorry.
And then Best Buy rolled it out Friday. We thought it was going to be noon. It was 3:45 in the afternoon. I was like, got to get in on that and try it. I was on a walk with my dog, just constantly refreshing this thing.
This is insane.
It is completely insane.
Are they, at this point, are they doing it on purpose?
I don't know, because I know there's a silicone shortage, and I know there's a computer chip shortage.
Why is there a silicone shortage?
Not sure. Just know that there is a shortage.
Okay.
And then I know the chip shortage is because they don't have enough water to make them, and apparently they require a lot of water to make.
Oh, really?
Yeah, question mark on that one?
Water would
That's
not
like my
be
loose understanding of it.
Yeah. Water would not be the prime ingredient that I think of for the
Apparently
PS5.
it is.
Huh.
So there's a chip shortage and a silicone shortage. And I'm sure those both play a huge factor in it. And also because Sony's like, we know you want the PS5. Here's 12 of them. Go get them.
That's how I feel at this point, is that
Right.
it's like,
Don't you want my money?
yes, right? And they're like,
How am I
"Oh,
supposed to buy all these PS5 games if I have no PS5?
right. I have a little gaming news for you. Did you see the announcement from PopCon about the
Yes, and I'm so excited.
Red Dead Redemption stars are coming to PopCon? We are in Indianapolis. PopCon is our big convention. And so tell me about these guys that you're crying about.
These are the best games ever. Easily in my top 5 favorite games of all time.
Okay.
Like, these are amazing. So Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption 2. You play as a cowboy, right? Like, what could go wrong? And then the game actually has a fantastic story on top of it.
Okay. I remember this. I remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 was coming out and you were like counting down.
And it was worth it.
Fantastic.
That game surpassed my expectations. So in the first one, you play as this guy named John, and he's like an ex-outlaw or whatever. And like the law is like, you got to rat out your old gang and whatever to get your family back because they just kidnap people because that's the West, I guess. And you have to like rat out all your old like cohorts to get your family back. And then since that game's been out 10 years, I can ruin the ending for you.
Sure.
They betray you and kill you, and then your son has to get revenge.
Ah, so that's 2.
Yeah, so that's 1. Red Dead Redemption 2 is like the prequel.
Oh.
So it's the gang when they were all buddies and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So it starts
that's
with like
awkward.
a bank robbery and whatever, and then they're like on the lam and whatever, and then you play as Arthur, who is like kind of like a surrogate older brother to John.
Mm-hmm.
John's in the game, you just don't play as him. So it's
Oh.
like all the stuff setting up for that. So like it's the death of the gang and things like that. Like as they all kind of go their separate ways and it gets terrible.
Wasn't that
and,
awkward though? Because like the whole time these guys.
You know it's going to happen to him,
yeah, and
but
you're
you're
like,
playing as
maybe
a
I could just
totally-
kill him now and change the future.
right? And then like you get a lot of harsh feelings for the guy that's in charge of the gang because he's a terrible human being. But it is fantastic, absolutely beautiful, and I'm so thrilled that the 2 voice actors for the 2 main guys are going to be at PopCon.
Yeah.
And
So Roger,
You
Clark,
gotta tell them that I need to meet these people.
you're going to.
You-
That's what I was going to
I
ask
have
you.
to. I have
Do you
to.
want? I mean, I can see if maybe we can interview them ahead of time, like before PopCon to promote it, or if we can. I mean, but certainly like at PopCon.
I
And
don't
I
get
should
very
tell you know
geeked
what
out,
I should.
But I will.
I don't know if you want me to, but you would be if you would be up for it. You'd be the best person to moderate this panel.
Oh, I'm flattered.
You would. I mean, and I would be more than happy to co-moderate or whatever if you wanted to, but you would be.
I've never moderated a panel before.
Oh, you would be so good at it.
I would love to. Sure,
All right.
why
I
not?
can't make any promises. I don't want to set up expectations
right.
too high, but I can't
Yeah.
think of anybody better to do it.
We should just call this the expectations episode.
Yes, yes. So if you're listening, Carl and Chris from PopCon, we've got a meeting this week, and on
Carl,
the top
please,
of my
I need
list,
this. Carl, I need this.
on the top of my list is
I'll be your
making
best
sure
friend.
Katie gets to moderate a panel. Well, sometimes, like I prefer moderating panels, not people I don't care about, but like people that, because then the next time I'm moderating a panel, it's going to be some, actor that's like, so clearly you're here because you don't care about me. No, but it's like, it's harder to moderate sometimes when you're fangirling, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's just harder to do. And I think sometimes that comes through and it makes it a little more of an enjoyable experience for the people in the audience because you're acting like the idiot that they would. But then you're like, is this celebrity
People
okay?
can 100% tell if you're being genuine or not. Always.
So sometimes I'm like, I go into panels where I'm like, okay, I have all the information that I need. I know this person. This is going to be a great like back and forth. But if it's someone that I'm like super excited about, I'm like, oh God, just please don't be a moron during this thing. Just KJ,
Play it cool.
don't be a moron.
Play it cool.
Yep.
Act like you've been there.
Right.
Just another day at the office.
I thought I did okay when I talked to the guy that played Mac on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was pretty hyped up about that. But I went back and kind of like watched it. And I was like, no, I think I did okay. But in the moment, I was like, I am being the biggest jackass right now.
Right. And you always have that in your head. You're like, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh God. Why did you don't say it that? Don't say that. Oh, yep. I just
The
said
whole
that.
point of this panel is to just let them talk. Shut up.
Okay, so it's Roger Clark, and I don't want to murder this guy's name, but is it Rob Weithoff?
You know, I don't actually know.
Okay, all right. Well,
But you'll recognize his voice.
we'll figure that out before we interview them, whether it's a pre
Hopefully.
coming to PopCon interview or right in front of their face. We will figure it out.
That is so exciting. I'm so thrilled.
Yay! And there's
Finally, something just for me.
I know. I thought of you right away. I'm like, Katie's gonna lose her mind.
Oh boy,
Right?
did I. Because I was like,
And so they've got them coming. They've announced the Power Rangers from
which Power Rangers?
the Beast Morphers. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about the Beast.
There are way too many Power Rangers for me to
It's
keep track
so
of.
many, but there are, based on the picture, it's a yellow, blue, and red ranger.
They're all those colors, KJ.
I don't know, like, so you're getting what
It's the
I'm
same
saying.
colors over and over.
But what I'm saying is you're getting the yellow, blue, and red of the Beast Morphers Power Rangers if you want. So I know that there's a lot of people excited about that. And then I'm super excited because what's cool about PopCon is the pop means pop culture. So it covers a lot. It's not, if you are
It's
more
all
of a,
kinds of stuff.
right. Like if you're more mainstream, or even if you're anime and you don't feel like there's enough anime at a Comic-Con, there's
Okay,
anime.
well,
at
last
PopCon.
time I was there was a lot. So
Yes.
don't be disappointed.
Okay. Yes. I think they cover everything. But one of the things that I've always kind of wanted them to branch out into a little bit more. And they did last year. Asher Angel kind of fit into both, movies and music because he's a singer and he plays Billy, the young Billy in the Shazam movies. And so that was fun. I did get to do his panels, and it was cool to talk to him about his new album was coming out and things like that. So in the music world of PopCon, Richie and CJ Ramone, the band, the Ramones.
Oh, just
the
iconic
little
band.
Yes. Richie and CJ Ramone are going to be at PopCon. So already just this cool little collection of people from different parts of the pop culture world, and they're just getting started. So that is July 9th through the 11th. And yes, it'll be scaled down a bit, obviously, for safety first. The great thing about PopCon is that they are such a great group. This is a community. This is a family. They're gonna find a way to put this on safely for us. You do
remember
have to,
conventions? Oh, can't wait.
Gosh, I know, and it won't be quite what it was when they come back because it just can't be to that level.
Everybody's still scared.
But I'll take whatever we can get right in the safest way.
A shot. Just give me whichever one.
I know. It's so funny because at first when they started announcing how quickly they were rolling out the vaccines, I was like,
they were 65 and older, 60, 50, 40.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe I'll wait and see what they're making these pretty fast. Maybe I'll wait and see.
I was like, do you need a guinea pig?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I'm right here. I mean, people are talking about which is the best one to get. I'm like, I don't care. You can be like, this one was made by Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm like, does it work? Put it in me.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Does it have the secret recipe for keeping COVID away?
Just a bonus.
Oh, why do you smell like chicken? Oh, because
KFC.
I got the KFC vaccine. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See,
90% effective and extra crispy. Thank you very much.
The C doesn't stand for COVID.
I highly encourage KFC to get in the vaccine world. I don't know that I want to smell like chicken all the time, though. Maybe.
I would, and I think I currently do. So,
oh, really?
Nothing changes for me.
All right. Well, I don't want to take away. I know you've had there's more gaming stuff there.
Boy, is there!
Talk about this is
boy, is there!
Do
you remember a little game that I was thrilled about back in late 2019 called Outer Worlds?
I do.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember Outer Worlds. I would not be just saying that.
So it was a game by Obsidian. Obsidian was the ones that did Fallout New Vegas, which was one of my favorite Fallout games.
Okay.
This game, Outer Worlds, was what I wanted Fallout 76 to be.
Aha.
Yep.
It's all coming together.
It all comes together.
Nice tease about Fallout 76 from the beginning. All right. Yes.
Yep. So Fallout New Vegas was this outside company. Bethesda usually does the Fallout games. And they were like, we'll throw in our hat and make a little game. And it was, only the best one. And then they're like, okay, we're going to go back to Bethesda making these games. So Bethesda makes 76. It's Garbo. It doesn't have anything in it. It's basically, and my big chief complaint when it first came out was, it's empty.
Okay.
They made this world and there's no one and nothing in it. Well, so the whole point was you and your friends can get on and play together and stuff like that. But there's not really much story. There's not anything to do. It's kind of GTA-y where it's you just get on and you play with your friends.
I don't know what those letters were.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yep. Which is a Rockstar game, which they made Red Dead Redemption. So it's all together. This game, Outer Worlds, was a single player. Kind of describe it as Fallout in space.
Okay.
So it's going to sound like a weird concept, but just go with me on this.
I love when you describe games. Oh, yeah. I hope this is as good as the Blue Chicken.
A corporate nightmare in space is how I would describe it.
Okay.
So everything is run by businesses and corporations and things like that in some faraway, distant galaxy. So, they say, oh, my law, because they have to follow the law and, things like that. And everything is a part of a big corporation. There's two big corporations that kind of own everything and whatever. And when you die, you have to pay for your grave, things like that. It's just a corporate nightmare, right?
Okay.
So then you get there and you're from Earth. Everybody's technically from Earth, but it's been so and so many years and whatever, that like you were supposed to be the first couple people out to this galaxy and you just got lost in space. Like you got frozen, lost in space for 70 years, finally rolled back around. Some mad scientist unfreezes you. He's like, you got to save everybody. And then go, bye. Okay, good luck. And then that's on your own. So then you're like, well, all right, I guess. And you just kind of get thrown into this. You can help the corporations. You can help the mad scientists. There's like weird cult thingies going on in the middle somewhere. And it's open world, kind of do whatever you want, build your own ending kind of stuff, which I love. This game on the 17th of March is rolling out their second and final DLC. Downloadable content.
That's the downloadable content. Okay. If you gave me a second, it would have.
So the first one was Peril on Gorgon, and it was really good.
What's that?
Peril on Gorgon. So it's like I have a poster. They treat them all as kind of like those really old shows about like what space is like. Woo! Space mysteries.
Okay.
Things like that. And then everything's kind of like those old sitcom-y noir dramas kind of things. This DLC, the new one, which I can't even pronounce, and I'm not going to try because I'm going to butcher it. It is a murder mystery in space.
Oh my gosh, this is right up your alley.
Which it like checks all my boxes. I'm so excited.
Now, let me ask, when are you going to get on Twitch so that we can watch you play?
I don't know. I've never had any like interest in streaming.
I know, but I think I would have interest in watching you. And I think we have a Kind of Nerdy Girls Twitch. I think I set it up a long time ago.
Interesting.
I could give you the login.
Well, we could definitely play.
Right? That would be fun. And then I could like, like Donna, who's listening right now, who maybe isn't gaming as much, and Erin, her daughter just got into Zelda. So
oh yeah.
Yes. So like that would be fun. It would be fun because then we could actually, when you're talking about these games, we could go in and see. Sweet. Yeah. Oh, Katie.
You know who would love that? Who? Ryan streams.
Yes, Ryan from the Kind of Nerdy Network. He's actually like verified and gets to like.
I know.
Yeah. You could be our verified Kind of Nerdy Girl Twitch streamer.
You know what? Let's do it.
Really?
I'm in the mood to agree to things today. Let's do it.
I thought you would be like, never, no way. I like to game by myself. I'm not interested.
Hugely into single player games. Don't get me wrong. But there's a time and place.
But I think that's okay. Like you could, what I'm learning is that you could, like, I thought Twitch was like, you stream games and that's what you do there.
Oh, you can, there's like interaction and.
Right. So we could we could stream a live gaming update and just chit chat and then be like, you know who we might be able to, this would be huge, Katie. What if we invited Chad Michael Collins back to the show?
Nice.
Right?
Love it.
What if
you're going to get Call of Duty so you can actually play with them?
Get Call of Duty so I could actually play with him. And then we could it would probably be better if it streamed on his Twitch because he has followers, but I bet
it's true.
We could do maybe a charity thing, tie in, Make-A-Wish or.
The video gaming world, like Twitch and all that, does a lot of charity work.
Yes. Okay. All right. I like this. This is all kind of. First, let's get you on Twitch. I'll look up the Kind of Nerdy Girls account. I think
see if we remember our password.
I definitely do not. I am the queen of, I'm not even trying. Forgot password, send me email. I'm creating a new one. As a matter of fact, I just did that yesterday with my Google account because I was signing out of my work computer because I no longer work. I am self-employed. Yay! Please, if you've ever thought about becoming a patron, do it now.
Now is the time.
For just $3, you can buy my cats a can of food. And really all I care about is I make enough money to keep feeding the cats.
Do they freak out when you open the cans?
Oh, yeah.
Do they hear it? Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, yesterday I was like cleaning out my work computer because I need to turn it back in.
Yeah.
So I had to log out of my Chrome browser. And so I logged out. And then, of course, it logs you out of everywhere that you were. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know what my password is. So literally I changed it yesterday. And today when I went to log into something right before, I was going to go look for, show prep and do some work for this show. I already forgot what I made my new password yesterday.
I've had the same email since I was about 12.
Mm-hmm.
no idea how many passwords I've put into that thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Google's like, nope, that's not your password. I'm like, well, I got to talk to Kitty right now. So I guess I'll figure that out later.
Good luck.
And
Yep.
I'm like, please let me log into Zoom because I don't know what my Zoom password is either. And I have everything saved
Mhm.
like in my password saver.
Right? I do that auto log in and then I just wipe it from my memory.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it'll take me a bit. I'll set up a new Twitch password and send it to you. And then we can just, no pressure. Like we'll just start having
No
fun
pressure.
with it. Yeah. We'll just have fun with it.
Just flirt with it a little. No pressure.
I like it. I like it. And maybe I could even stream when I do this paranormal stuff. Like
That would be sick.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paranormal Crossroad is the show that I accidentally joined thanks to my grandmother visiting and turning my light on and off during bingo.
Cool.
I'm now,
Old ladies love bingo.
they do. Yes. I don't know. Ooh,
Couldn't resist the call, could she?
she couldn't. She's like, it's about time that you get into
Finally,
the bingo,
some bingo
world,
around here.
young lady. Yes. You need to like step it up, have your own table at the bingo hall. Or,
Let me tell you, bingo with old ladies, ferocious.
Oh my gosh. No,
Very
it's
ferocious.
serious. Like
I've been a couple of times, ferocious.
so my grandmother had her own table. You did not sit at Dorothy's table unless you were in Dorothy's crew,
You're gonna
right?
get beat up. Yeah.
And she needed the space because she was the
Because it's like 20 different ones.
right. She
at
was
the same
like the
time.
grandmaster bingo
Yeah.
player where
Dauber in each hand.
Katie, I couldn't believe the first time that she like made me pay for my own bingo because, you know, as a child, she would take me. And
And
obviously,
you get
as a-
like one card. Yep.
right,
There
you
you go.
got one card. Oh, and the one time that I won Blackout and it was like a $500 prize, she kept all of it but $5 because
Congratulations. There's your
And-
share.
my other three sisters that were with me all got $5 too. I was like, I didn't even get more money than them.
I'm the one that won.
I'm telling you, cutthroat. No lie.
No, they don't play at
Yeah.
all.
She was like,
It's a
I
dauber in
paid,
each hand, and they're like, bam, 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 bam.
I paid for these cards. The winnings go to me. So then the first time that I had to play, I had to pay to play, right? And we're going through and she's like, you got to get the whole packet and then you got to get the in-between game.
Because it's
You
like
gotta get
different
the
whatevers.
black
And,
egg. And so you literally like, it's this line that is longer than like, imagine the like Ponderosa and the longest buffet line you've ever been to.
Mm-mm.
That is what it is like to get your bingo cards at a real
Yep.
bingo hall.
And
Okay.
then they're like, I gotta feel which bingo card speaks to me.
Right. Don't just rip off the next one and give it to
Yeah,
me.
no,
I
you're
got
like,
no.
which one?
So then you get to the end of the line and it's like $56. I'm like, I'm paying $56 to lose money.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'm like, my goodness, grandma. But you know, she
And then they
played.
get you with the markers. They're like, oh, you
Oh,
want the one with the little ball on the end, little
Oh
stamp.
yeah. No, my grandma always had enough that she would share her. No, she had her favorite daubers, but then obviously the ones that didn't bring her luck were the ones that I got, which is
All
why
the ones
she
I've
always
seen
won
have
and I
like
didn't.
their craft tote full of daubers.
Oh yeah, and the trolls for good
Every
luck,
color,
and
Whatever you got on the table. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a setup.
It's a whole thing. Now, Grateful Bingo is virtual. So if you want to set all that stuff up around your computer, you can. Or if you just want to sit on your phone and play, you can do that too. So that is, I was trying to figure out if it would be, I don't think, I'm going to tell you right now, no, I'm not having this episode out before Grateful Bingo tomorrow night because when I get done with you, I'm interviewing one of the guys that was on Ghost Hunters International.
Sweet. Which one?
Dustin Perry. I followed him on Twitter forever, not only because of the ghost thing, but he's just like now he's moved into like speaking and lecturing and he's all about like the positive mojo in your life, right? Like he's become like the motivational guy. So he's not that he like all of a sudden doesn't believe in ghosts or wouldn't do that,
Motivational
but
ghost speaker.
he's the motivational ghost speaker. However, I'm not talking to him about that. I am doing a story for Pet Pals TV on the Sphinx cat, the hair
Naked cats. Yeah.
Yes, the hairless cats, and he has one, and so Kitsy happened to reach out to him because Kitsy Duncan from Paranormal Crossroad and
Knows everybody.
Audiophiles knows everybody, and I am fangirling about this because I'm like, wait a second,
The cat.
the ghost guy likes cats. And Katie, get this. I was obviously stalking his Twitter, trying to get ready for the interview.
That's how you prep for interviews.
Yes, you stalked their Twitter. He was part of WWE SmackDown last night.
So this is just like a match made in heaven, is it?
Right.
Not?
So I had said, like, can I have 10 or 15 minutes to just talk about your cat? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And now I'm like, I'm going to need more time than that.
Sneak in some WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, I stay up on the
Does your cat enjoy wrestling?
Right? His cat's name is Raisin. She's adorable.
Raisin.
She's, and which is a perfect name because she's like all, wrinkly like a raisin.
They look like raisins. Yep.
That's how they are. I'm learning that they are extremely affectionate and like you should
it's because they're cold and you're warm.
That's what I figured. Like
right?
they might just really love the fact that your body heat keeps them alive.
Right. Do you need to like moisturize your cat if it's a Sphinx?
So let me tell you what I have learned from talking to a couple of people already before Dustin, not famous people who have these Sphinx cats, that they are very oily. Because they don't have anything to like
absorb it.
So you have to clean their ears all the time. Their ears get really gross because they have nothing. There's nothing. It just gets in their ears and got to clean them.
Great.
And you're supposed to you don't have to stick them in the shower, bathe them, but you have to at least you want to wipe them down.
You need to wet wipe your cat.
Yes. So you did. Otherwise, they will leave oil spots on your furniture, and so there's a lot of things you need to know, which I think is why so many the people that I talked to had actually rescued their cats. So most people think, oh, if I want one of those, I will have to buy it. Well, no, there are a lot of these cats that end up in rescues because people don't understand one. They're oily, right? And maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't want to have to put towels down on all your furniture.
Right. Like I just assumed they were dry skin.
No, I know. Yeah. Total opposite.
Yep.
Total opposite. They're combination skin. And then because they can get infections in their wrinkles, right? So you got to keep them clean. But also the affection part of it is so strong that I am learning you shouldn't even have one of these cats if you go to work for 8 to 10 hours a day. You can't leave them alone.
Because they just need you.
Aww. They need you so much. But I got some video
throw that cat in a baby Bjorn and take them with you.
Right? But I got video the one couple that I talked to they said that they've had 4 now. They say they encourage you actually to adopt in 2s because they're so needy.
Yeah, they need a buddy. They're guinea pigs.
And then they can cuddle each other for warmth and all that stuff. So
I've only ever seen Sphinx cats wear baby clothes.
Well, and they do, but some of them don't, just like regular cats. Some of them don't like it. So you have to have lots of blankies and those little pet warmer things around.
Love that.
Help
little
them.
Heating pad.
So this couple sent me a video, and their one cat, when he just misses them just in another part of the house, and he will start yelling for them. And it sounds like he's saying, hello, hello. She's it's the saddest thing, but he'll just be in another part of the house. And it's he forgets that he could just come to where we are.
Yeah.
But he starts all of a sudden he's missing us and he's hello, hello.
So they're very vocal, huh?
Yes. So I am learning all kinds of things that makes me love them even more. But then this whole thing of this ghost hunter guy who I follow, who I love to follow because he's so motivational and cool. And now he's also a cat lover and I get to talk to him. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. And
ask him if his cat likes wrestling. There's your segue.
That is it. Yes. Very important to know if Raisin was impressed with your appearance on.
So who's Raisin's favorite wrestler?
Right? You know what? That's a good question I could ask, because in his Twitter feed, he was talking about which wrestler shirt he should wear, which wrestler he should be supporting. So I could ask him, which wrestling shirt would you put on Raisin?
Yeah, who's Raisin support?
Raisin's favorite wrestler. Oh, yes. Good.
There you go. Bam. Segue.
Thank you. Thank you. You are totally helping me with this interview. That is less than an hour away. Holy crap.
You got it, man.
And another reason then, so today is out for me to edit this podcast and then put it back, put it on air. But tomorrow, then I am actually going out with Kitsy for our final shots that we need to do for the next episode of Paranormal Crossroad, which will drop on March 26th. So I'm doing that. So I'm going to have to figure out, maybe Patches has to edit this and put it up. Thank you all for working through my schedule of how this episode is actually going to make it to your podcast app.
For more schedule updates.
I honestly wonder sometimes why people listen to us.
It devolves sometimes. Like you're like, oh, you started really strong. By the time we got to the Sphinx Cats, we're like, couple people.
Yeah, here we are. Anything else? I don't want to take away from your gaming update. Is there
What's your binge
else?
and book?
Oh, binges and books. Woo, choo, 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 choo. Binges and books. 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 Choo, 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 choo. My book is Throne of Glass. This is the book that Shelley recommended. You should know that this will be my book until like 2036 because it takes me so long to read. And there's like 7 in the series. And I am, let me tell you where I am. And I'm so bad at this stuff. Like I start reading a book and then prior to the show, I was like, Katie, I have to go look at what the book's name is. I can't even remember what it is. I'm really enjoying it. I can't tell you what it's called. So
little fun fact, I found this book in my house and I'm not sure where it came from.
What?
I did not purchase this book.
You have Throne of Glass?
Yeah, it's in my bedroom.
Could I have it?
Probably, yeah.
My dilemma with books is I would much rather have the real thing, right?
Like, I do. I agree. Yeah.
And especially, and part of it is just because one, I want that feeling of having the book, but also it's irritating when you're trying to escape and read a book on your phone. And then it's like, here's a Twitter update. And so just sent you a message. It's like, I can't relax. But also when I decide it's time for me to read a book, I don't want to wait for it to arrive 2 days. So then I'm like, oh.
That's the thing I struggled most with during the pandemic was all the bookstores were closed.
Yes.
Devastating. So but yes, I have it. It's in my possession. I'm not sure where it came from.
I would love that. Or maybe you should just read it. It's fascinating. Now, I will tell you, I was a little confused for a while because Shelley was talking about how it's like so much about like, there's like magical stuff like the fairies and things like that. And there are very few references to it. It takes they really build up the universe. And so there's these like references to like magic was a thing, but I am 259 pages in and it's still developing. Like she's had a weird visit from the queen of old that she can't quite understand, but there are no fairies. Like nothing's magical's going on here.
I was promised fairies.
And there's like this mystical beast that's killing off the champions, but nobody's saying it's mystical, but it's mystical because it ate, like, it's like eating their brain and opening up their insides and like ripping out, like it's shredding things. And like, it's not like anything like human or a beast that we know. So you kind of know, but I was like, when is this going to get to like the fairy shit? Oh, excuse me, the fairy stuff.
You just feel strongly, don't you?
Well, had Shelley not told me that this was like the world that it's building, I wouldn't have even expected it. Like apparently magic was a thing of the past and we're not going to do that here. So we're getting there, but I am enjoying it. So that is my book of choice that I do recommend. And then my binge, I'll tell you, Katie, I know we already talked about WandaVision, but I re-binged it from start to finish. And
better the second time?
Better the second time. I mean, so great the first time, but like the stuff that you don't have to worry about being so confused about that you're trying to pick out the second time, you just kind of get to watch it for what it is. And so you don't miss as much stuff while you're like focused on the character that they meant to throw you off with. You're like, yeah, I know that it doesn't matter. So you're like, what? You're getting more of the dialogue. You're getting more of the like little things that are happening. So that's my binge. I rewatched WandaVision, and then we have been doing a back from the beginning Marvel binge. So we are watching them in the order they came out, which is the proper way to watch them because you get the little Easter eggs and the nuggets and the extra scenes at the end that take you to the next movie that don't make sense if you watch them in the weird chronological order that the internet has said you should do. And I know that I am right on this because Disney Plus has them organized in the way that they came out. And so that is the way you should watch them. And that is all I'm going to say about that.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So we're where we're at, and I'm struggling with is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the next one we're supposed to watch. And I just said to Patches, I'm like, I didn't really love that one. Like, do we have to watch it? And he's going to make me watch it because he's like, maybe there'll be things about it this time that you didn't see the first time.
Is that the one with his dad?
Yes.
Yeah, that was okay.
It was okay. I didn't hate it. And
I wouldn't
know,
like seek it out to rewatch it.
Right. That's where I'm at. Like I have nothing bad to say about it, but I never wanted to go back and revisit it. So I'm kind of in that, do I want to revisit it? But I think that I will. So next time we talk, maybe I'll have a different opinion. Although my loathing of Star-Lord has not lessened any. So that plays a part of it as well. So,
I feel that, traitor.
Yeah. So that's what I got. What about you? Binges and books. Binges and books. This is Katie. Binges and books.
2 binges, no books. I binged Murder Among the Mormons on Netflix.
Oh.
So it's like a 3-episode series. They do those like docu-series now, and they just kill them every time, like true crime, whatever. Never ever in my life heard of this at all. So it's apparently some guy that like just started blowing people up in Utah, and it was like, the red lines on the wall connected to the Mormon church.
Wow.
Oh, it was very good. 3 episodes, blew through it in like a night.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Wow. Okay.
I also started watching The Unexplained on Hulu with William Shatner. Yep. Yes. Fun fact, first episode mentions Indiana.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Indiana gets 2 mentions in the first season.
Oh wow. See, I didn't. I just started watching the newest season because I got to talk to William Shatner, which you can go back and listen to. It was freaking amazing. And he's talking all about the unexplained, and he's totally nerdy about it. Like he's not just getting paid to host this thing. He comes in and
he just shows up because he likes it. Yeah.
No, he's all in. He's the executive producer. Like he is like, this is weird stuff goes on, guys, and you need to know about it.
Oh, it was so good. First episode, they're like, bam, Indiana. I'm like, oh no.
I'll have to go back. I'm glad you brought it up because I've been meaning to go back and watch it because I'm just caught up on the latest season because I wanted to make sure when I talked to the William Shatner that I knew about the episodes he wanted to be promoting. Right.
Yep. So it was the very first episode, the very first season. It was Evil Places.
Ooh.
And it's Willow's Weep, which is like this house in, I wrote it down, Cayuga, Indiana, which I don't know where that is.
Oh, if Kitsy was here, she would know all of this.
Right,
stuff.
all that. And they're like, it was built like an upside down cross, and people died in the house, and it's just an evil place. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's fun. That's good to know. I got to get up on more of the evil places. Oh my gosh, I can't believe
Full episode on it.
I can't believe I didn't say this. What my other binge, which I've been watching while I have lunch, is Oddity Files. I went back to the beginning. I know Kitsy always says don't start with season 1 on Amazon Prime. You know how you are when it's like your baby and you're like,
yeah.
That we tell people like don't listen to the beginning of the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Like just
you see your own growth more than anybody else does.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to go back and start because I've seen, I've seen Oddity Files and I've listened to the podcast. I highly recommend it, but I hadn't started from the beginning. So I was like, even though she's told me not to, I'm going to anyway. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I love it.
Nice. Love it.
Yay.
Yay.
Anything else nerdy going on in your world?
No, just sitting around waiting for the next DLC.
All right. And the next PS5.
I am trying. Okay. I am trying so hard. Don't they want my money?
And Katie, you know what? With the Twitch channel, it would be awesome if you go live when you're getting in these queues.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare every time.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
some people are like, this is the fun part. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. That's why you should, because other people are like, this is so fun. And you can be like, hi, here I am again. It's
My
miserable.
husband's like that. He's like, isn't this the fun part? That's like half the battle. I'm like, no, it's not. Shut up.
No, I want to play games where I get to be in battles on the
Yeah.
PS5.
The fun part's playing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I send love and light and good vibes to
Send
you.
a PS5 my way.
All in the hopes that I am here. We're sending this out into the universe that the PS5 that is meant to be with Katie is
Speak
on
it,
its way.
and it will happen.
It will happen. Believe. Manifest.
I just want to play Spider-Man.
Yes, I know. I want to play Spider-Man. Although and then we're going to wrap it up. I'm a little bummed to hear, and this actually wraps it up nicely because the Kind of Nerdy Awards are still going on. You can, I need to put an end date on it, but I think we'll give it one more week of voting just because I haven't had a chance to really like push it out. Like people are still like, the Kind of Nerdy Awards, I can vote for that. Like, yes, you can. Please go to kindofnerdynetwork.com. But I have learned from the gaming category that the Marvel Avengers game is like a dumpster fire.
We knew that. I told you that.
I know, but like I didn't realize, we went off of, it was a suggestion in the Kind of Nerdy Network as it should be a nominee, and I put it in there, and I have heard so many people are like,
For a
that does
Razzie,
not
maybe.
deserve to be nominated. I'm like,
For the Razzie, maybe. Ugh.
I know that Katie told me that it wasn't really well received, but I didn't realize it was so hated. And I guess it's just maybe kind of like what you said about Fallout 76. Like there's just not really any like material to it.
No. And if it's just the same thing over and over again and whatever, people don't usually tend to like that very much.
All right. Well, I mean, that is one thing that DC should be out there going, did you realize how bad Marvel is with their Avengers game?
Let me tell you though, the Batman games are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
no argument. The Batman games like Arkham Knight and all that kind of stuff, so good. Don't know where Marvel went wrong.
I don't know. That's about, but I mean, from the limited people that can play Spider-Man Miles Morales, I've heard it's just fantastic.
How dare they?
All right. I won't rub it in. All right. Love and light and good vibes. There's a PS5 that's already made for you, Katie, and it's just waiting for the energy to come together and bring the two of you into the space where you belong. And we
Gosh, I hope
manifest
so.
and we manifest that now. Thank you.
And I manifest a good interview with Raisin.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Raisin the Cat featuring Ghost Hunter, Dustin Perry. Raisin is the star. All right. Thank you, Katie. This was nice. I mean, not that I don't miss the other girls, but you and I, Katie and I used to hang out on a regular basis.
Oh,
Like,
no.
she would come into the studio when I was getting ready to do my show, and we would
Every
hang
day.
out and we
Yep.
would have the things, and and we don't have that anymore.
I know. Life has changed.
But we had it today, and we
Just like good old times.
Yep, we accept today as one of the good days of our life, and we welcome the
Amen.
good day when the PS5 joins Katie in her life. Now go in peace.
And also
Stay
with
nerdy.
you.
And also rate, review, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Join the Nerdy Girls Podcast.
The Kind of Nerdy Girls are proud to be a part of the Just What I Needed network, and we certainly hope we were just what you needed. To support the show, you can get yourself some merch and show off that you are kind of nerdy. Go to kindofnerdygirls.com and click on the Kind of Nerdy shop. And while you're there, you can also support the show by getting access to behind the scenes footage, videos of our podcast, and never before heard episodes from our classic Kind of Nerdy vault. Just become a patron at kindofnerdygirls.com.